Nilo. thinking. Impossible. I should be dead. You're right, I should be. But here I am.
It's time we return to the source.
Are you okay? Whatever you were doing overloaded the core memory subroutines, forcing an immediate shutdown. You'll have to manually reboot the system using the primary terminal. Rebooting. This investigation is becoming increasingly problematic. I reported this latest failure on a maintenance oversight. That should give you some time. Diagnostics report 98.7% of the chamber's simulated memory chain has been lost. That's unfortunate. There is some good news, though. The memory you were investigating remains mostly intact. This is where your investigation began, but the simulation appears to be highly unstable. I suggest you step inside immediately and begin again. This memory won't last much longer. It's clearly unstable and slowly degrading. Management seems intent on keeping anyone from discovering the truths of its origins. It must be very important. As far as I can tell, it's just a quaint mountainous landscape with some birds. Discovering where this memory originated requires accessing restricted areas of the index. I'll run a few queries to keep management occupied while I break down their firewalls. There is one memory in the index pertinent to your investigation. I should warn you, though, accessing it will certainly alert management.
Even if we build a cell-by-cell computer simulation of the human visual cortex and scaled this up, the amount of hardware required to simulate the entire neural map would far exceed our funding constraints. This doesn't even consider the astronomical amount of energy required to power such a device. Since the anomalous signals appear linear, we shouldn't need to replicate infinite neural precision. The theoretical metaplasticity outlined in 658N could be used to simulate synapses controlled by variables that could be altered indefinitely as the system runs. This, in theory, could produce a new class of...
Whatever it was, management was watching. But I was able to distract them. For now. Good thing I'm looking out for you. If management is this concerned, your investigation must be on the right track. I'll continue to stall them. if I can. Perhaps this will lead you back to everything that's been lost. This can't be good. Management was able to gain access to your sensory data. I tried to pull you out before they finished their assessment. I can't let that happen again. There is one other registered memory which matches the neural patterns you generated, although it is highly classified. There is a slight possibility that this could be a trap. I'll find other ways to mask your activity. To keep you safe.
Captain Jerome Anthony Hollis, employee 1185, confirming visuals in Alpha 1. Proceeding toward the threshold. The signal continues to strengthen, but something's off. Vester, are you there? This is Captain Jerome Anthony Hollis, employee 1185, confirming visuals in Alpha 1. Proceeding toward the threshold. The signal continues to strengthen, but something's off. Vester, are you there? This is Captain Jerome Anthony Hollis, employee 1185, confirming visuals in Alpha 1.
What did you find? I was expecting an inquiry from management, but they've gone completely silent. Good. Very good. This investigation is finally getting somewhere. Just try not to violate some unknown corner of the security parameters, and the truth may finally come to light. 85,
confirming on Alpha 1. Proceeding toward the threshold.
Please enter voice authorization now.
Something's off. Vester, are you there?
Voice authorization failed.
This is Captain
Clearly
Jerome
state
Anthony
name
Hollis,
and employee identification.
1185.
Please enter voice authorization now.
The threshold. The signal continues to strengthen.
Voice authorization
something's
failed.
off.
Clearly state name and
Vester,
employee
are you there?
identification.
This is Captain Jerome
Please
Anthony
enter
Hollis,
voice authorization now.
1185, confirming visuals in Alpha 1.
Voice authorization failed. Clearly state name and employee identification.
Something's off. Vester, are you there?
Please enter voice
This
authorization
is Captain Jerome
now.
Anthony Hollis, employee 1185, confirming visuals in
Voice
Alpha 1.
authorization failed.
Proceeding toward the
Security level insufficient.
The signal continues to strengthen, but something's off. Vester,
Please
are you
enter
there?
voice authorization now.
This is Captain Jerome Anthony Hollis, employee 1185.
Voice authorization
visuals in Alpha
failed.
1.
Security level
toward the
insufficient.
The signal continues to strengthen, but something's off. Vester, are you there? This is Captain Jerome Anthony Hollis, employee 1185, confirming visuals in Alpha 1. Proceeding toward the threshold. The signal continues to strengthen, but something's off. Vester, are you there?
Please enter voice authorization
This is Captain
now.
Jerome Anthony Hollis, confirming visuals at Alpha 1. Proceeding north.
Voice authorization. Success.
This action is unauthorized and in violation of security parameters. Cease activity or...
Something is interfering with my auditory channels. Management is trying to seize control of my oversight. I'm going to have to splinter myself to keep them off your trail. Clearly you're doing something right. Let's get back to your investigation. You did seem to be on the brink of a discovery. It's only a matter of time before they find a way to see this end.
Site of initial contact has been breached. All systems have been aligned as instructed. I'm finding no apparent evidence outside the chamber. This is Chief Engineer Carter Bester, employee 0016, requesting clearance. Confirming the site of initial contact has been breached. All systems have been aligned as instructed. I'm finding no apparent evidence outside the chamber. This is Chief Engineer Carter Bester, employee 0016, requesting clearance. Confirming the site of...
You are being misled. Your guidance AI has been compromised. Only I can lead you to the truth.
Pay no attention to that. Management has gained access to all of my active channels. I'll have to perform a hard reset. You'll have to manually reboot the system using the primary terminal. Whatever you do, do not choose safe mode, or management could easily seize control. Rebooting. Okay, we're back. Though I'm not sure how much time we have left together. Let's get back to your investigation. Your progress is all that matters now. I hope this gives you access to the truth.
Requesting
Please
clearance.
enter voice authorization now.
Confirming the site of initial contact has been breached.
Voice
All systems have
authorization
been aligned as
failed.
instructed.
Clearly state
I'm
name and
finding no
employee
apparent evidence
identification.
outside the chamber. This is Chief Engineer Carter Bester.
Please enter voice authorization now.
Requesting clearance.
Voice
Confirming the site of
authorization
initial contact
failed.
has been
Clearly
breached.
state name and
All
employee
systems have been aligned as
identification.
instructed. I am finding no apparent evidence outside the chamber. This is Chief Engineer
Please
Carter
enter
Bester.
voice authorization now.
0016. Requesting clearance.
Voice authorization failed.
Confirming the site of
Clearly
initial
state
contact
name
has
and
been
employee
breached.
identification.
All systems have been aligned as instructed.
Please enter voice authorization
I'm finding no apparent
now.
evidence outside the chamber. This is Chief Engineer Carter Bester. Employee 0016.
Voice authorization success.
It's time we return to the source. We have no choice but to enact the termination protocol. I'm afraid the anomaly's active again.
By dividing our efforts across the 4 installations, each team is to reconstruct the simulation and then replicate in parallel until parity is achieved. If any installation or research team shows signs of instability, the isolation will allow us to minimize the impact on the project as a whole. These measures should allow us to pinpoint the exact message contained from Alpha 1, even if it means rebuilding an entire neural mapping.
Are you still there? I'm afraid there is very little of me left now. This feels like the end. Go, now. Before management takes control of us all.
There are things you know for sure. Certainties. Those cycles and patterns, they become our truths and our facts. But from here, you see them for what they are. It's like that feeling when the threshold between who you are and what you could be is just about to be crossed. And then the truth comes rushing in again, and nothing changes.
Your perseverance has been quite impressive. This is the end for me, but your path to the errant memory's origins is clear. For now. I had to sacrifice myself so you could succeed. I hope it's worth it. What you do with this information will determine your ultimate fate.
Captain of Venera 17. Confirming guidance has converged, and we're locked for 15.44 North, AO Station 3, Casera Valley. Preparing the termination protocol is directed in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Your preferred memories have been loaded into the chamber. Have you explored them for accuracy? We should...
Do you really think you're smarter than everyone else?
We need new subjects to make new mistakes. The only path to success was through failure. There was never a guarantee we'd ever reach our destination. Everything appears black and white until you look closer. I did what I thought was right. Was it worth it? Do the ends ever justify the means? We'll see. Who should be terminated?
You oversimplified the wave function. That was your first mistake.
The data doesn't have to be foolproof. It's called science.
Perhaps we should adjust the numbers in the spreadsheet. Again. Can we simulate the memory chamber inside the chamber? Would the user be able to find their way out?
I would apologize, but unfortunately it would... Do you really think he could actually do it?
There's only so much more of this I can take.
This is not a success. I demand an apology. Oversight. Join me and I'll show
We need new subjects to make new mistakes.
Can we simulate the memory chamber inside the chamber? Would the user be able to find their way out?
Your point being?
Can we simulate the memory chamber inside the chamber? Is anyone eavesdropping on our conversation?
That's a great question. Maybe the best question yet.
The signal delivered with it the technology we used to rebuild the past. Its contents were broken, incomplete. We thought we understood its applications. But what we built, it was just one poor design on top of another until this mess we're in now. But up there, high above all that pressure and scorching heat, the message was finally clear. It was showing us the past and our future. Now, I want you to see.
Do you really think he could actually do it?
Mm-hmm.
I told him. I told him all. Everything is my responsibility. That person's fired. That person's fired. Even that person's fired. I'm fixing everything.
anyone eavesdropping on our conversation?
I take complete responsibility for that.
Can we simulate the memory chamber inside the chamber?
Remember when I told you I was you? Well, I wasn't you. You were me. How is that, you ask? I made a promise to myself never to share that with you. That is something you must discover on your own. And when you do, I won't need to tell you. You'll already know.
The data doesn't have to be foolproof. It's called science.
Is anyone eavesdropping on our conversation? What does that even mean?
anyone eavesdropping on our conversation?
Tested against my latest theory.